Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Leonardo G, this time with a Warframe video. Now, in this Warframe video, I'll be going in depth with everything that is Railjack. I really enjoy space fights. I've played anything that has airplanes. I've always liked the idea that I was going to grow up and be a Air Force pilot. So, I delve into several games that deal with that issue, with that thematic. I aced everything in Ace Combat, at least 2 Ace Combats, I believe. And so, yeah, when Railjack was coming out for Warframe, a game that I love, I was really hyped for it. The problem was, as soon as it landed, I started noticing a lot of issues like everybody else. It wasn't just bugs, it was just, the way the ship flies and all that. We gotta remind ourselves that this wasn't like the original idea that they had. The idea that they had was this coming from Kingpin, which would be something that would be done with clans, and then clans would coordinate between themselves and players and between their members to do missions with it. So I think they even tried to make it. I think they wanted to make it like raids, 4 people take 1 ship and coordinate between the ship and the mission itself to do those things. But somewhere along the way they changed directions, or they just couldn't perform it, and so we ended up with what we have now, which is like the best thing that they could deliver. But of course their best isn't satisfying everybody, and I am included in that. So I'm gonna make this video. It's 2 a.m. where I am right now. I'm taking up the silence of the night to try and make this in-depth video, which will be, I think it's going to be a really long one, but I hope you stay with me in the end, because I'll be covering a lot of issues, and I hope you stay with me. And if you have anything to comment on what I'm about to talk about, please leave it in the comment section. So let us begin. So first thing first, the Railjack is another set in the proper game. I mean, it almost feels like it isn't part of Warframe. I mean, this entire screen could be at the beginning, where you have the start button. You could have like Warframe on one side and Railjack on the other. I mean, it's a separate. It feels like a completely separate mode, or a completely separate game. Separate game from the main game. In my idea, the missions that they implemented here should have been implemented on the map. I mean, they could be implemented in here, for instance, on the relay. They should be put on the relay. I mean, again, this is going back to what I was talking about. They put everything in the dojo. You build in the dojo, and you gather resources in the dojo and all that. But I think they should have made it on the relays. I mean, there's 3 relays. There's the starter relay, at least on PlayStation. There's starter relay. There's the where is it? Where is the other one? It's here. There's the Crony relay. Sorry, and then there's the on Eris, the Kuiper relay. There was also a mission where we got the Larunda relay, which is right here, the first mission. So there's 4 relays, and they're all the same. I mean, they could have made it like, when you fly your Railjack for the 2 different relays, you get different rewards, better weapons and all that, because the weapons, as I'm going to show further ahead, and as you all know, are divided into tiers. So instead of building a dojo, you have to be in a dojo, you have to get clan members, or you have to get somebody to invite you there, and having all this trouble, and then just fly it by yourself. You could have them this on the relays. The relay could have this, the dock would be on each and every relay, and then you would just go to each relay to gather the weapon that you want from tier 1 to tier 3. Of course, tier 3 will probably be the farthest planet, which will be here in Eris, in the Kuiper relay. And so they could have spread out the potentials of weapons and engines and everything between the relays, and make the relays the real home of the Railjack, instead of putting on dojos. Because one of the things that I imagined was, what if I leave the dojo? Okay, what happens to my Railjack? I know I can board the Railjack from the orbiter, but where do I service it? I mean, where can I go to put a new weapon, put a new engine on it? I can't. I always have to be in a dojo. Also, the Railjack missions that we see here, that we're going to see further ahead, I'm not going to click on it right now, should have been in this junctions like this, like we see here on Earth. You know, when you open this and you go to Mars, or you go to, but this, you know, go to Venus, to Lua, to Mars. This is where the Railjack missions should fit in. I mean, it could be a little bit problem because, you know, new players would have to open maps, have the Railjack to open these maps, or maybe these missions could be unlocked later in the game. Either way, they should be, since they are space missions, they should be in the connection between planets, or maybe out of the starter relay. You should maybe have them here, or maybe after the Archwing mission, maybe have them here or something like that. But I really like the idea that they could be connecting different planets. Right now we have 3 planets, but I don't know, because we have 3 planets, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you're in a ship here, and a ship, for instance, Perseus here, and you see Venus. So Corpus ships always have Venus on the outside, and Grenier ships always have Earth on the outside. So, you know, there's already an inconsistency with that. So I think they could have made it like this. If it was in junctions, I think it would work better. It would be more logical. Of course, like I said, I don't know if they have the manpower. I don't know how the engine is built, if it's could accommodate for this, but that'll be good. Now, let's go to the Railjack. Okay. So Railjack has so few people playing it that they have to add this button here, join any crew, just to try and make any mission with it. If you don't have a Railjack, this is where you have to click to try and find, you know, somebody doing something, so you can play Railjack or have resources from Railjack. All these missions are pretty much the same thing. It's just destroy ships, destroy captain ships, you know. It's always the same thing, and you know, sometimes you have to go inside a satellite or something like that, but they're all the same, and they're like, let me just count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 missions. They're all practically the same. I mean, sure, the level increase a little bit, but you keep doing the same thing over and over again. I mean, this could easily be made with, like, I don't know, 3 missions. Why 12? Why all this amount of missions? They could have made 12 and it'll be a lot faster, a lot simpler. Also, you have only 3, you know, because, you know, I'm sure they're gonna fill this up with all the other planets, but like I said, why not just go back to the map and fit them there? I mean, it works better in my opinion. So let's go to the dry dock. So here we are in the dry dock, of my clan, and here's my ship. There it is, dubbed the Birthmark, because that's it. At this moment, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it serves a purpose, but it's not really power for power, you know. So, here we have everything that we can put on the Railjack that it's research for our clan. This one is fine. I believe that this could still be here. There's no problem, because, you know, it's a clan. You know, maybe you could build your Railjack with a clan maybe for the beginning, and then you could service it with certain parts. This part I'm not against it. Also, this is a really good advantage, because once you click on something, you can immediately build it and install it in your Railjack. It's that simple. It's just like it's not like the weapons or the Warframes that will take time to build and all that. No, this is just come here, build it, put it on your Railjack. This part I really like. This part is fine. This part is not fine. There is a bunch of issues right here. I mean, first of all, I can't travel to these menus with R1 and R2. No. Or L1 and L2. No. On console, I cannot maneuver through these maps, to these icons, without using the control. Without using the icon. I mean, I don't have, like, shortcuts. and that, you know, when it's here on the menu on the dojo, it doesn't provide a big problem. But then when you're fighting with a Railjack and you have the menus and you still have the same problem, you know, that really presents itself an issue. So here we have all the engines that you can build and all that. This is blueprints that you find playing the game, and these are different. So here you have to repair the for instance, if I have this shield, if I want to build this one, I immediately have the indications of what it'll do, and it will increase or decrease my shields, it will recharge and all that, and I could put it into repair. But this we have a problem here. For instance, we have these two screens that show you what the part will do, but also you have this screen that already shows you what is going to happen. So why am I having triple the information? I have the engine that I'm going to put, the one that's installed. Sure, on the top level this says the radar, focus, field array, research reliability. Okay, it is a different description. But all in all, you already have all the information that you need right here. You don't need to have all this information here. You just need maybe the top information, maybe the top paragraph, and not anything else. Also, if you repair this engine, it will take some time to repair, and you cannot install it right away. You can see what's going to happen here. You know, you can have an idea of what's going to happen if you build it. But if you do repair, it will not repair itself immediately. It will take some time to, and I don't understand what it is, because in the previous menu you can do this immediately. I mean, you can just come here, select what you want, you know, you can even see what resources you're going to use and build it. And then on this menu you have a completely different thing. And I mean I think this looks like it was, I mean, this has to be made by two different people. It just has to. Now the next is armaments. You have here the front guns, the side guns, and your missiles. These are all fine. I have a bunch of them that I have already caught. I'm not going to show you how to repair them or anything like that, because I already talked about it in the first menu. But this also has a problem. As you can see, there's a duplication of information. If I click on one, I have the information right here again. Why do I have this? Why do I have 3 times the same information? Why do I have one information there, then another information here, just to complicate things? Also, this prevents me a problem when I'm trying to clear the wreckage. I had sometimes the same, if it, Lavin Protor. Okay, for this two, Lavin Protor and Lavin Protor. This one gives 60% incendiary damage, and this gives me 40% incendiary damage. For instance, see, I have these two, they're exactly the same. Now, because they're exactly the same, I want to take one of them off. The abilities from one and the other are exactly the same. There's 100% accuracy, the crit chance is the same, the fallout is the same. They're exactly the same weapon, but the perk that it presents on top is different. Now, I want to take away this one, because this one has 43 and this one is 59 incendiary damage. So I come here to wreckage, it's the 11 Photor Mark III. And this is the same menu like we had before. Great, perfect. But I don't know which one of these two is the one that has the perk. See? All it shows me is the stats. It shows me the stats, it shows me the same stats in one and the other, but it doesn't show me the perk. And so I don't know which one I should turn into wreckage. It happened to be before that I took something away, I just turned it into wreckage, and then I came later to find out that wreckage is the wrong thing. So yeah, this needs some kind of I don't know, some kind of warning, some kind of label to tell us just exactly what are we throwing away, because they're exactly the same weapon, they're exactly the same stats, and we don't get to see the perks like we see here. You know, the incendiary damage on top. So there needs to be some kind of way to show us that. Also, of course, if I do repair, it'll probably tell me, yeah, it tells me what resource that I'll need, and that's fine, you know, we contribute. But also, then again, after you contribute with resources. Once you hit repair, it will take some time to do it. It's not something fast that you can just build, fly away, and be done with it. The menus here do work with R1, which is fine. This is good. The problem is this one do not. Why doesn't this work with L2? Well, because L2 opens the menu here. So if I'll press L2 and R2 on consoles has this problem, which, you know, I hate. Now we've reached Avionics. Avionics is essentially your abilities, and play close attention to these ones right here, battle and tactical, because their battle is on the left and tactical is on the right, but on the ship they are reversed. Battle is on the right. This created quite a confusion for me because I started upgrading the slots, right, like as you can see right here. You can upgrade this. I started upgrading the slots, and only then did I realize that I was upgrading the wrong slots once I got into the mission, and that thing needs to be fixed. They need to make this menu down here exactly the same as the one we have in flying the Railjack, for instance. If these are the tactical menus, the tactical menu doesn't even appear. These don't even appear on the left. On the left appears the missile, which doesn't even show here. So yeah, they need to see this through. So another thing that this menu has that is a problem is you cannot change mods. You cannot change this mod for this mod. No, once I press, I have to select a different mod, for instance this one, and then I can put here the one that I had, which was this one, 4.0. So this might not be a problem if you you play a lot of it. You say, oh, it's not a problem, it's just one for the other. The problem is if you upgrade the slots. For instance, I have these 3 slots upgraded, and if I try to put anything there just to see, you know, what stats that I got, if I put them there, I can't. I cannot. The thing that I usually do with mods on Warframes and companions and weapons, I cannot do it. I cannot just simply swap things from one place to the other easily, just to see, you know, what happens to the stats here, because, you know, I have these slots upgraded. So if I want to put something there, I can't, because it won't allow me. I have to take off the mod and then put it again, and that creates a real problem. It's not intuitive. It even goes against the way the game works. Now let me talk about the grid. The grid is where you upgrade your slots. See, I've upgraded all these slots to the rank because I thought this would because this was closer to the center of the UI. Usually on fighting airplane fighting games, the things closest to the front are the most important, and the ones further from the center are less important. So I thought, well, I'm going to upgrade this slot and this will be the most important weapon. Wrong. The most important weapon actually appears on the far. So when you're trying to make the moves and select the proper attack, yeah, it could be a problem. It is a problem. I've also upgraded this one with the same intent, and it wasn't. Upgrading slots has also another problem, which is it doesn't provide you with any more avionics capacity, which I think is a mistake. For each slot that you upgrade, for each one of these points that you upgrade, you should also get back 1 avionic point. This is simple. This is because you don't have Forma here. This doesn't use Forma. It uses this slot that you can upgrade. Sure, you have a boost in your abilities. This ability, for instance, if I put it, let me remove it and put it here. It's not exactly the same stats, as you can see. On upgraded, it has more strength. It has a better stats. But still, I think that each time that you put a direct in one of these little points back down here, you should have 1 point attribute here, 1 avionic point capacity there. I think it would help a lot because, like I said, we don't have format, and this would help a lot in having more capacity to put more mods, or even stronger of these mods. So yeah, we can do that. For instance, I put 3 here, and 3 here, and 3 here, and 3 here. So 5 times 3 will give me 15 avionics, which will allow me to put at least, for instance, 2 of these here, or 1 of these, and another one, maybe 1 of these. So yeah, that I think they should change it like that. I think it's more friendly. Now we go here to upgrade avionics. Now to upgrade avionics, this is the menu to upgrade avionics. You have to select one. These are the ones that are already upgraded. This is one that are installed. These are the ones they are Vidar, and blah 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 and all that. Now to upgrade, you just need to press in one and upgrade it. That's it. That's it. It makes it stronger. You sometimes have duplicates, like this one. I have 2, but it works exactly like mods. This I have no problem with that. Here the menu is fine, but when you can just forge all if you need. You just press square and it does it. But in mission, it's really complicated to use. But I'll get into it later. Intrinsics. This is like the part, the most complicated part, which is. Now, I do like intrinsics for one thing. You just have to play the game to get them. By completing missions, you get intrinsics. By doing more and more missions, you get more. By harder difficulty missions, you get more intrinsics. And I do like that. I do like that you just have to play the game to get more of it. Of course, the rank up just builds up exponentially. And now, for instance, this is a level 7. I need 128. And this is level 8, I need 256, so this keeps doubling. And then when you have to do it for 4 of them, it's a real problem. This goes up to level 10, as you can see here. And I already done the math, but I don't even remember because it's just so high. I just decided to forget. But it's really complicated to get. Like I said, the missions are all the same. It's really complicated. It's really not complicated, but it's really boresome to do the same thing over and over again. Even if you ever like different scenarios, really, but it's just Grenier, just fighting Grenier all the time, their ships and all that. The entire map is just all the same. It's just boring doing the same thing over and over again, just trying to get to this mastery rank 10, which many people actually bought, not speed boosts, but affinity boosts to get it faster, which I completely understand, but I made it this far. I'm not gonna go any further than this. And then you have customization. Customization is like, as you all see, is building the ship and coloring the ship and doing everything for the ship, which is absolutely amazing. You can do a lot of things. You can put the calcs here. Oh, where is the calc here? What happened to it? Oh, hi, somebody took away the key. Oh yeah, let's put this one. I just got this one, so I'm gonna put this here. Yeah. Now, let's get into the Railjack and see what else is going not so good or wrong inside it.
Crew, ready when you are.
Okay, the arsenal here. Okay, first of all, this section. This section is the one I hate the most in Railjack. It has 4 levels. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. So when the map shows there's a fire here, I have to go up and down all this space trying to find what it is. And then you have this obstacle right here in the middle, which is not good. I mean, if this at least was an open area, I can easily jump from one place to another, from the back, from down here to jump. But sometimes this is what happens, or maybe I overadjusted, and I end up in the wrong thing, in the wrong level. Then I have to jump here, and then I have to go try and figure it out. I don't like that the design of this ship is so big in this section. Like I said, this comes from Kingpin, so it probably served more purposes here, because he has a console up over here, there's something over here, so maybe all this was supposed to serve something, but right now all we have is this part right here, and you know, I just wish this was just two levels, maybe this one and the one above. That's it, these two levels. I don't know why they made all of this. Then you have the goon here, which we will absolutely see in the very paradox. I believe we're going to be able to open this. But I mean, come on! I mean, you could have put that thing here, and then this door will be this door, and will immediately give us access to, you know, forge and everything that's all here on the cargo hold. So yeah, I don't like that the ship is so confusing, especially because most of the times we're just playing solo. That's it. Most of the time we are playing alone in this, and even if we aren't just moving around, you know, we get stuck on these doors here, on the levels here, sometimes on the stuff here. No, there's intrinsic work done here, really beautiful work, but god damn, it's complicated to just right there, get back there and do everything. And if you're thinking that fast travel solves it, it absolutely does. So I'm gonna talk about fast travel further ahead. I'm just gonna get into missions so you can see it. This is the navigation menu. So I'm going to select the mission. So I'm going to select a simple mission, you know, just to show you how this works, which is free flight. So here we are. Let's start driving. As you can see, I already have some mods that'll help me move a little bit better. So that's really cool. Because if I didn't, I'll probably move me like this. This will be like my top speed moving, which is really slow. It's just too slow. Without mods, the ship moves incredibly slow. Also, if you try to hit anything with this marker, I mean, maybe you can do it good with a mouse, but with a controller, it's absolutely impossible. The hit scan is so small, especially if the ships are really far away. It's really complicated to hit anything. I mean, you have to do everything little by little, and no, it's not good. I don't have any enemies here because I'm doing free flight, but if I did have enemies, I would really tell you that yeah, especially at the beginning, you struggle a lot. Now let's see what the problems here are. For instance, so look at the bottom right of your corner, the corner of the screen. That's your nitro, that's your boost. If I fly normal, this is the speed I'm flying, perfectly fine. If I use the boost, I go a little bit faster. Once it exhausts, the ship goes back to normal. Now I let go of the controls, and that bar is still backward. It hasn't filled up again. Why? Because I have to deactivate it now to see it increase again. I don't know why they made this. I mean, on Arkwing, this doesn't work like that. It works exactly like it's supposed to. You know, you exhaust your nitro, your boost, and then once it stops, it immediately starts building up again. Just to give you an idea, let me just. This is how booster works in Arkwing. Okay, I'm flying fast. That's perfectly normal. Boost. See? It fills up again. It immediately stops moving me at a fast speed, and then it fills up automatically. See? You have the little bar that shows you that it's when it's ready again. This is a simple thing. This is a simple, good idea. But on your Railjack,
welcome back.
here it doesn't. You're fine with the ship. You use your boost. You know, you see it spend there on the bottom right, and after it's used, the ship stops, but it doesn't refill. You have to actively, and listen on PlayStation, press L3 so it can go up again. This is just, I mean, it looks like Arkwing and Railjack were made by two different people. It's really frustrating to use it like that, so yeah, I don't like it. On the R3, as you can see, is the missile that we have. And on the right, if I press R1, you can see the abilities that I have. Square is a shield, and O is a missile. It's a nice effect, it works pretty well. The problem was, I thought that missiles would be closer to the screen and not farther away, so you know, it creates a little discrepancy because, like I said before, on the menu, the missiles are on that missile, the battle missile, as you can see here, is on the left side of the screen, so it creates confusion to now come here and be on the right. Also, the tactical menu, the one that I show you on the right at the setup menu, is here. And this is another real problem because this has no shortcuts whatsoever. I cannot press, you know, left, right, or square or anything like that, just or maybe, you know, square and X or O, just to activate this immediately. No, I have to go with the cursor, and when you're in the middle of battle, just moving the cursor from here to here is a long time, and it takes time to, you know, select the right thing. Maybe is it this one? Is it this? Oh, I'm being shot at. Oh, let me do another thing here. Let me just put the ship over here. Oh, let me activate tactical again. Let me put what is it? Oh, tactical. Okay, fire suppression. Let me do fire suppression. Do I have energy? Okay, I have energy. See, it's just complicated to. Here, when I'm stationary and there's no enemies, it looks like it's fine, but it's not. It really isn't. You know, I can do this, which is kind of better, but it's not as good as, you know, tactical square, tactical okay, tactical X. You know, it should be faster than that. Even if I do this, if I'm, for instance, here and I want the fire suppression, if I put left and I put down, and if I hit one more, I end up being here and press search, so I have to put up, or maybe I put down again, and where am I? Oh, I have to put it in. It's not an easy thing to do. So yeah, I would prefer that this was with shortcuts for buttons that we have to use. Then we have here the fast travel, and the fast travel, as you can see, because I'm the front of the ship, I can barely see the back of it. I can barely touch this. If I'm playing with other teammates, other squad members, their names appear down here, and the last one, the fourth one, will completely cover this. I cannot do fast travel here because of it. Now, I don't mind that here is the buttons, so I would put the directional buttons to select where you want to go here, and here I would put the controller buttons, in this case on PlayStation, the square, the triangle, the O, and the X, to be this, what we want to be, what we want them to use. Breach charge is just an ability that we can put on the Railjack wherever we want.
Team, stand by for offensive support.
Difference, right? Because I'm not fighting, but yeah. So let me tell you. Imagine I'm fighting. Okay, imagine I'm flying around. You know, I'm fighting enemies. Another side. Okay, I'm gonna go from the tactical menu and I'm gonna go to the forge. Wait a minute. Okay, I have to press down. Forge. Here I go to the forge. I want to forge stuff. Where's the forge? Oh, it's down there. I have to walk all this path here. Press the button. And then I can forge stuff. Forge stuff that, again, does not have a shortcut. I have to put left and right here, which is not the worst thing. But I would prefer if it was maybe R1 and R2, or, you know, some kind of shortcut just to be, you know, I would just press active, and then I would press one button, and immediately I would select what it was, instead of going back and forth, because sometimes I want to build munitions, sometimes I want to build dome charges, sometimes I want to build 2 times Revelite. For instance, I want to build Revelite here, and then I want to come here and build Revelite again. So I think this should have a shortcut, a button shortcut. You know, it could be R1 or maybe R1 and L1 or L2 and R2, and so you could immediately do these things at a press of the button. Also, of course, like I said, fast travel needs... Oh, this is another problem. If I'm back here, I can get back to the ship. I can back to in command of the ship because this map now moves itself up and I can't see the pilot seat. And because I can't see the pilot seat, I can't reach the pilot seat right away. I have to be somewhere here, for instance, which again does not put me in command of the gun. You know, I should land right here on this screen. This is where I want to land. I don't want to land here. I want to land here. If I want to come here to the, if I choose to come to the guns, I want to be in the guns. I want to be right at the gun. I don't want to be near the gun. If I want to be near the gun, I need another spot here to put it. Yeah, so like I said, I cannot fast travel to the front of the ship from the back. See? And I cannot fast travel from the front, if I'm right here, to the back. Also, I should not land here. This makes no sense. This does not help me at all. I should land right here. I should land on this screen right here. This screen right here. Press the button to build what I want, and then do tactical again. Then come back, get out. Maybe forge another thing if I need. Press tactical again and go back to the front, which I can't do. I can't do that. Here's the same problem. Oh, I want to teleport. You can't. You have to land here. Sometimes the camera is facing here. Sometimes the camera is facing here. Sometimes the camera is facing here. Sometimes it's facing here. So you need to okay, what is it? Oh, okay, it's here. And you press again, and then you have
loaded. 10-0 in the barrel.
But yeah, here you need to change the tactical menu. The tactical menu here does not work. I do not want to come close to where I want to be. I want to be here. I want to be in the turrets. I want to be in the pilot. I want to be in the teleport, and I want to be back in the forge. Only these two can actually serve as a middle ground. You know, it could be a middle ground here if I want to just, you know, maybe help a friend, maybe come here and, you know, put out fires, which I have to do a lot. In the bottom menu on the left, this is your heat weapon. This is the heat of your weapon that you're firing, and when it reaches a certain level, it will stop. Okay? You have to stop firing. Why is this menu the same as the one on the right, which is actually your abilities? This ability will release. For instance, if I do this, see, I'm spending energy. They shouldn't have made two bars exactly the same for different things. The one on the left, which is for your guns, should have a proper design. Although, yes, I can see there's a gun there, so it's a heat meter. But on the left, for the energy, you need something else. You can put the same bar on two positions, and just, especially the one on the right, where it only has a number there, which tells me nothing. Say, oh, it's your energy. No, just put another bar. You know, you have to make the UI understandable. The missile that I use here with R3 also seems like it has no consistency in design with what's on the right, and that I think it's a good thing, you know, because it's a missile and the other ones are abilities. But then the bottom bar is exactly the same. And yeah, I don't understand why they did it. I don't think it. I mean, aesthetically it works. Okay, aesthetically. Okay, I'll say it. Aesthetically it works, but as a fundamental part of the game, as understanding what you're doing, it doesn't. Okay, you need to put some kind of difference. You know, some kind of visual language that will tell me when I'm playing that. Oh, this is my energy. Oh, and when it's leaving, I need to go back to the tactical menu. I need to come out here. I hate this walk. The walk of shame. And come here and build more of this flux energy. This is what I need to build. I don't have resources to do it, but this is what I need to build flux energy to use. Oh, okay. And this is Revelite. This is what I use to put out fires. This is munitions. For instance, this munitions is the one that's on the front. Yeah, the munitions you see there on R3. This is the munition that I'm using. but the symbol is not the same. You need to have some consistency between the design that you put in the UI and the design that you put in the Forge, so we can immediately say, okay, this is the same symbol, so this is energy, this is munitions, this is for the dome. I forgot to show you the dome. The dome is the big cannon on the bottom, which has the same bar for abilities, which is fine. Just fine, because you can use abilities here. See them. Here, you can't see them. I haven't forgot about this problem. This is another problem. You can't see the abilities you're using down here. You can only see them in front. And here you have the symbol on the left that shows you that they were using another type of ammunition, another type of ammunition, but now you're using R2. As the reason, so you know, it's this needs to be have more consistency. For instance, if I press R3 here, it does nothing. I can shoot my weapons here. I'm just shooting this one, but I can't see what the hell I'm using in terms of abilities, because I can I can use the tactical menu, but I don't see how many what abilities do I have. And I can't move the ship. I can only move this gun. You know, it's like I'm like on a side gun, and I can't move the ship, which is absolutely terrible if you're playing solo, because you come down here and some ship that was here moves under you, or to the left of you, or to the top of you, and you can't move the ship. You have to get out of your big cannon of your dome. Come here, drive it to the required position, and get out. Come back here, and I always hit this thing when I'm going back here. I'm always, you know, trying not to hit it, trying sometimes jump over it and then land on front of it and everything. Come here, press square, and then I have to use. And then here I can use the weapon again. So yeah, I think, yeah, you can see in my voice that I'm a little bit, I'm frustrated that this is where Railjack is. Railjack was supposed to be a system that used 4 people, each one coordinated, which would be working fine if it was like a mission mode, a one mission mode, like Raid. You know, this is a specific ship for specific missions, or for either a specific mission or specific missions. But it's not. It's used mainly by one person doing everything by themselves, and maybe, you know, having other people join in just for you know, completing, maybe giving some assistance. I have people sometimes come in and I'm still doing everything on the mission, and they're just helping me taking care of of the runs of the little ships and the captain ships. Everything else I have to do it myself. Okay, now we're in a mission, and I have to, you know, like every time I have to put out some fires. I have to take down some fighters and destroy some cruisers. Now look at my radar. Who is closer to me? Who is the biggest threat? Where are they? Are they directly behind me? Are they more to my left, more to my right? Is I move to my left? But if I move here, then I move to my right. What's the distance of them? I don't know. Now there's someone on top. Are they on top of me? This needs a proper radar. Without a proper radar, this is not an airship fighting game of jet wings of any kind.
They are about to break.
You need to have some kind of radar to show you where the things are. If you don't have that,
Unwelcome visitors inbound.
you're just guessing.
To repel.
For instance, I'm going. Oh, there's one up there. Where is it? Where is it? On the left? Okay, he's on the left. I'm going to go to the left. Oh, is it down? Oh, is it going? Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. I finally find him. Okay, this is one of those I have to go down. See, hit the thing again. Go down again. Go to here. Aim it. One.
Scratch
Now
one
jump over
cruise
this
ship.
thing again. This thing really bothers me to be right in the middle of the way between the pilot and the other and the big cannon. So yeah, for instance, now here, this is red. This is, what is it? Is this closer to me? Is this a threat? These are farther away from me? Okay, now it shows me the distance. It shows me this. No, doesn't show. Okay, this one is, this is 7,000 feet, and this one 7,000 meters, and these are, well, I don't know. 8,000. Okay, they need to put some kind of radar to tell me which is the immediate threat. I mean, sure, the icons get bigger, and the red ones probably mean, you know, more difficult targets or bigger targets. But that's just me guessing. It's not. For instance, they're just exactly the same. They're at the same distance. This is 5,000. This is 5,000 meters. So all in all, I just want to say this. I think there's room to improvement on Railjack. The quickest thing they should work on is the UI. I know many people say, oh, if they just fix the missions, then Railjack will be fine. It won't. It won't be fine just with missions. Sure, missions will help a lot. Will engage more players to it, but it's not just the mission. The mechanics of flying and fighting with it need to be polished. Especially if you're going to add missions which will be more complicated, which take more coordination. They need to work that out. They need to put everything concise, you know, everything working together. A radar is the most important thing they need to put in it, just in terms of just figuring out what the hell you're doing in space. All the other things like the tactical menu, the display of the weapons, how to use the setup properly to divide your wreckage from what you want and what you don't. Now, all those things need to be addressed. Some of things are just small tweaks, something that you just, you know, just change a few stats on the UI and you can do it easily. Other things need a lot more work, and doing missions, I think it's more work that needs to be done later. They need to polish everything they have on it now, the issues that I talked to you, and then do it, and then implement it. Also, when they implement it, they need to make a clear decision what they want it to do. They have two options. It's a 4-man mission mode. It's always a 4-man mission mode. You need to have this stats, you need to have this preparation. In this mission, you know, one stays on the ship, another one does this, another one does that, and they have to all work together. It's a complete raid, you know, everyone has to be on par to what they're doing. Or they make it a solo experience, or they improve it to make it a solo experience. If they're just going to add missions and just add planets, they have to improve the solo experience, because as we all know, a lot of people, maybe the great majority of people that play Warframe, they play it solo. They need to reduce Railjack to their bare bones, to their most impressive and significant outcome, and make it work for solo players. One of the suggestions I make, and I wouldn't mind if this happened, is if they use the landing crafts as ship. As you can see here, we have the landing craft. You can select whatever you want, you can choose whatever you want. I'm a little bit disappointed that I cannot rotate my landing craft anymore. I can't see the engines on the back here. I can only see the front of it, which isn't optimal. There's problems with it, but if I could drive this ship, just drive it as it is in third person. I don't need to be inside. I don't need to have an UI. You know, you can use the UI that you have for Railjack outside the ship, and I can see it from the outside. I'll be fine with it. The view, the area view, I think would be enough. And then when I leave with Railjack, I just have that animation on the bottom. That's it. You don't need to make any interior design of it. Just make it right as it is. And then here, maybe the ship itself, the landing craft itself, would have already a primary and a secondary, maybe like a machine gun and missiles, and each one would have different ones. They already have this part where you can change the abilities. Maybe you could change the primary gun and the missile gun, and you would just use it to fly around and shoot ships from the outside. If you need to go inside, you activate your Arcwing and go inside. If they made this with a landing crafts, or if they made this with any kind of ship that they're probably thinking about before they even do modular Arcwing, which I don't think we're even going to get before the end of 2021 or maybe the middle of 2021. I think that will work better. Railjack right now is it's just a separate game. If you're gonna make a separate game, you either integrate it into the game, like I said, in the space chart, import it here, and you can use, come here and use your landing craft from the start relay. Then you go to here and you enter this space mission and you fight it out, and you can do it solo. If you do it with other people, then you can have multiple ships flying around, or maybe you can just take your Railjack and other people can board your Railjack, whatever. But they need to decide what they're going to do. Either they're going to make it a perfect solo experience, or they're going to make a perfect raid co-op multiplayer experience. If they try to do both, if they try to combine everything on the same mission with the same objectives, it's going to be complicated to please people. It's going to be complicated to make it good. So in short, yeah, Railjack is not in the best position. I never was in the best position. It's better than it was before, but it's like saying, well, it was a tent and now it's a shack. I mean, sure, it's better than a tent, but it's not somewhere you want to live in and have comfort and have fun in. So yeah, that's my review of it. I'm sorry if it's long enough. I'm sorry if my speech is a little bit complicated for you to understand. I am not a native English speaker. I'm doing this at now 3 a.m. and I'm doing this because I really enjoy Warframe. I really hope that Railjack will be just as good as Warframe is. So yeah, I decided to make the video just to dash it all out, because I know you're trying to improve the game. I know you're trying to make it all the best that it can be, especially for the next gen, especially when the Davidian and the new war are coming around. And you mentioned that you need people to talk about Railjack, so here it is. This is my contribution to you. Yep, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, have a great game, guys.